Hello everyone. In this video, we will take you to get to know more about production design or ANI 221, our primary present course. And today, our topic is psychology in character design. First, let's start with shape language in character design. In 1946, Solomon Asch wrote a paper on how shape language and the physical aspects of a character affect the emotional aspects of the character. He said body shape has a tremendous impact on the overall impression of the character. If you ever looked at cartoon character and thought they seemed confident but did not know why, you probably were not aware of the character shape language. We can create many different character shapes and each of them can be used to communicate different emotions. By knowing some basic universal rules about shape psychology, you will be able to tell a bad character from a good one. This way, you have more knowledge to create outstanding characters that people would find them interesting even only look at their appearance. First, circles. Circles are organic and natural shapes, rounded edges, and add curves to evoke a warm and welcoming feeling. You probably have seen some chubby faces and wonder, isn't that cute? Well, there's a reason for that. Circles and ovals are mostly used for friendly and outgoing faces. You can experiment with putting circular shapes in different parts of character body, clothes, and hair to show the same warm feeling. Squares. Square of things like jaws, shoulders, and even hands. They not only feel strong, but can feel difficult to move. Have you ever thought about the reason why square-faced people look more confident and inflexible? That's because square-like shapes relate to straight vertical and horizontal lines that communicate strength, stability, and confidence. Squares can both be large and daunting or comforting and clumsy. They often depict steadfast characters who are dependable and are commonly used for superheroes. Triangles. Triangles are sharp, exaggerating the size and length of these shapes can heighten fear and transform how menacing the character is. Triangles are the most dynamic of the shapes we have mentioned so far. Bad guys and villains are often based upon dominant triangular concepts, as they appear malicious, sinister, and communicate with the most aggressions. It is the circle, most opposing shapes, and is often used for antagonists.
And now we will show you some examples how shape language works in character design. The story centers on an old man named Carl, who is determined to get to South America to keep a promise he's made to his dead wife Ellie. After tying thousands of balloons to his house, Carl is off to South America. However, he soon discovers a little boy named Russell is on board his house, and the two of them set off on a bigger adventure than they had expected. One of the stylization choices made for up was that square represents the past and circle represents the future. The reason for Carl being box-shaped after the death of his wife Ellie, Carl had shut off the world around him and had sunk very low to the ground like brick. Square represents stability and it is dependable, familiar shape symbolizing honesty and solidity. They are not flashy or attention seeker as far as the shape goes. However, some would say they are do, but creative designers would transform them to add depth to character. Square represents stability and it is dependable, familiar shape symbolizing honesty and solidity. They are not flashy or attention seeker as far as the shape goes. However, some would say they are do, but creative designer would transform them to add depth to character. What about Japanese style character? On the Japanese side of character design, there isn't much emphasis on the shape as the West. Because they want to each person look like real people, most of character shape characterization as they will focus on the face. Okay, let's see the first Japanese character. He is named Rengoku, and we can see from the character face shape his eye open wide like his eye can be pop out, and eyebrow that are thick and arched downward with wide smile. It makes us feel that the character is courageous and determined all the time, dare to face problem. In the term of color, his theme is yellow and red, called the Sensation Horse as frame. In addition, yellow also conveys feeling of determination, cheerfulness, and faith. Okay, let's see next character. She name is Shinobu. In the shape part on her face, we could see her eyes hanging down with her raised eyebrow and side smile. It makes she is look calm and kind, innocuous character. In terms of color, this character is a purple theme. It gives off a feeling of mystery and nobility, but is also converted in a sadness and gloom.
Color in character design. Color is very important in character design because it can tell the character innate temperament. Sometimes you don't need to know background story to know what kind of person are there. I know we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but for example, red can represent anger and fury. This guy right here, he seems like he about to destroy everything in front of him. Blue can represent calm and cool, just like this character. She seems like she will hide in the silence and put a hole in your heart and you will never realize. Color and saturation. Choosing a color for your character is a bit more complicated than you might think. You didn't choose that character just because you like it. The character you choose should have some relation to the character. So let's to start by choosing a primary color which best represents the character. For example, this character is called Witch Doctor. Speaking of Witch Doctor, you probably think of the supernatural and sorcery. People can be a sign of loyalty and wealth. But on the other hand, it can represent to mystery, spirituality, and wisdom. So people is the perfect choice for this character. Of course, our character will not have only one color. Otherwise, those colors would look very boring. So after you have chose primary color for your character, you need to select secondary and tertiary color by using complementary, split complementary, analogous, triadic, and tetradic. We will explain to you later what they are. By the way, avoid using colors which are dominant in the world, so that the character won't blend in with the environment. For example, if your character lives in the forest, most of the scene background may be a tree. You probably should avoid using green, or if you want to use green, show the different shade of green.
What is color saturation? Color saturation refers to the intensity of the color in image. As the saturation increases, the color appears to be more pale. As the saturation decreases, the color appears to be more washed out or pale. The upper body is often the first thing people notice when they see someone else because the upper body is always at the eye levels as well as character design. The character prominence points are usually on the upper part of the body, so saturation levels should be less toward the lower body and increase toward upper body. Before we start talking about this slide, let's first see what RGB color is. RGB color is an adaptive color system that combines red, green, and blue light to create the color we see on TV, computer, and smartphone. So what we are trying to tell you is stay away from all pale saturation color, meaning that you should try not to use the color that's made out of RGB value in your color texture. This allows more headroom for the skin lighting to correctly influence them. Once you have picked your source color, blend in and shade them in order to derive your full palette. The example above shows muted color created by mixing complementary colors. The pure saturated opposing color become a desaturated gray tone as they are mixed together. The example below shows using backshade and white tint to adjust color value. As your character becomes more detailed, the more color may be needed. The new color add should also be related to the other color. Keep color harmony while painting texture, only introducing new color using blends of the original, primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. All this to create unity for the character. The palettes on the top are starting palette. The palettes on the bottom are modified using the only color blend from the starting palette. As you can see, this character have a lot of detail, so more color are needed. But the new color was not randomly generated. The new colors that are created are obtained by mixing from the original colors. You will see the relationship between the two palettes. As I said, the saturation level should be less toward the lower body and increase toward the upper body. You can make sure by turning the character into black and white, so you can check the ratio of the color of the characters.
Its color scheme is important because communicates that character have feeling or habit. Because of this, most important, people fall interest and remember in character. By the way, only color is used color wheel when style. My author color wheel that not problem for uses. First, complementary color is a choose true color across by the choose main color, and second color is opposite positions in the color wheel. Second split, complementary is the choose color position twice, isosceles triangle, as example photo in the slide. Okay. Third, analogous color is the choose color nearby main color by main color. Is hidden and other color is dark color and light color. Example, red is a dark color, orange is the middle color, and yellow is a light color. Fourth, triadic color resemble split complementary color, but position choose tri-equilateral triangle is so small difference. Next, Ori color Kobayashi. Shigenobu Kobayashi is a writer. Why books name color image scale story about color means mood and feeling unexpected. Color division are 15 types, namely. Is all 15 types oily color Kobayashi. Okay, start. Romantic, clear, cool casuals, modern, formal, dandy, classics, engine wide, dynamic, gorgeous, casual, pretty, natural, elegant, and chic. Alright, finally, if you don't using oily, is a wrong? No, no wrong. Because character design is freedom, is not correct and not worse. Thank you.